Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're in the Creative Builds world in Minecraft, and we're at our Minecraft village where we've been making the village pretty for our villagers. We've been using the warped woods to update the church building, so we've extended the footprint of the ground floor and we've left the little tower up at the side here. We made a nice little porch for entrance, and then today we want to take a look at the interior of the build. So I've cleared out all of the extra things inside from the build, and now we've got to decide how we're going to sort out the interior here. So we've got a couple of things to think about. The first thing is what we're going to do with the floor. We'll keep it at this raised up by one height. So what I thought we could do is use the kelp blocks to make our floor, because it's a nice tile pattern and you often get tile patterns inside churches, so I think that this would be a nice colour, and it's also green, which kind of matches our aqua with our warped woods. Definitely going to need to add a little bit of light in here as well, because we knocked all the torches off as we were doing our renovation work because we made it bigger on the ground floor. And what we need to do, of course, now is decide how we're going to make the interior work. So we're going to need access up to the tower. Obviously it can't be in the position that it was originally, because this was here and now we'd be floating in midair. So the easiest way to do that is probably to put it up here. So we need the ladder. So can we grab the ladder there? Yeah. And then we can put the access to the tower here. So if we pop up here now, then we need to make sure that we've got floor. Do we make this tile as well? I think maybe we do actually. So we need to remove the cobble to make this a floor, and then we've still got access going up here to the tower. One extra I think at the top there, so that we've got access to the tower. Right, so what we also want, we want to grab a torch and make sure we add a little bit of light around. So I'm going to add a couple of torches up here like so, and then when we go back down, oh yes, we've got one in that corner there and one in that corner there. Good, so we've got some light there. And then now that we've decided where we're going to be, we can add a little bit more light around this building. So I think we'll have torches along the edge like so. Actually, do you know what? I think we might put it higher up there like that. Can we do that? Yeah, we can raise that up there and there. And that one's going to have to sit there because you can't go higher on that side. And then up here, I think right in the middle of the build, we want to add an extra torch there just to make sure we've got light everywhere. Now we might be able to remove this beam. We need to make sure we've got the beam there to support the tower, but then we could remove these, I think, because we've got the support structure around the side there, you see, and then that's going to need to be connected at the side there, and then we can remove those so they've got a little bit more space at this side, because at this end we're probably going to want to do a little bit of a raised section again for preaching, aren't we? So actually, do you know what, we don't necessarily need to have a huge raised section. We could have a small one in one corner. So I think what we do is we have a four. Yeah, and then I think what we do is we put the stripped wood around the corner like that, and then we can put stairs there so you can have access to get up to here. And then I think we should have a bit of lighting. I think we could put lighting there on the corner, and then our people could come and speak from here, so we could have our sermons from this corner, you see. So you've got the extra light here, and it can kind of look like a candle. And then we can use some items that we can get from in here. We could use a lectern, couldn't we? And we could use an enchanted book. So if we used an enchanting table, that could be readings from the holy book of whichever your religion is that your villagers follow. And then we could really use a lectern. I'm not quite sure where they are, so can we do lectern? Yeah, we could add a lectern here, couldn't we, so that they can stand here and speak. Yeah, and we could even have a chair in this corner for the person to sit at when they're not hello. Yes. Are you going to oh, look, he's turning. Yeah, we've got ourselves a preacher. Hello, have you become our preacher guy? That's really cool. And then we need to start putting in seating, pews and things. So we could have a 3-length pew here, and maybe a space. Can we get an extra one there? So we could do pews there, you see. So a little bit tight for getting up here, but you could have like your choir and stuff over here, and then over this side you can have pews for your congregation. Can we get 3? I think we can. We can get 3 there. And then this side's going to be slightly more awkward because you can't have 3 wide there because you've got to leave space for that. But we could do... Actually, we could make them all 2 wide along that side, you see. And then you've got a double wide walking space up the side. I think that works quite well, actually. So if we come up to the front here with our preacher guy... Hello, Mr. Preacher Guy. Would you like to come around here and be our preacher guy? Yeah, be our preacher guy. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, you're our preacher guy, aren't you? There you are. We've got a preacher guy. So that's the interior in the downstairs. And then when we go up here, we can either use this as like a storage room for the preacher, or he could also be like his workspace. So you could have like a desk, or it could be a library, or whatever. I'm thinking we'll put a desk, put a chair. Maybe make him a little desk. So what we want is fence. We want a little bit of fence, and then we'll want we give him a little rustic table to be working at, maybe. Can we get a double wide? And can we if I put... I always dislike the gaps between the pieces. Do you know what? I think we might use a piece of carpet, because I always dislike the gaps in the... I know the wooden bits make it look like a nice rustic table, but I don't like the gaps. So maybe we can put that little table, and then we could put in a bookcase here. So where's the bookcase? Bookcase. Let's put in a bookcase. And behind the chair, because we've not got a ton of space, but I just want him to have like space. So this is like the preacher's office, little space for him, and then he can go up, maybe ring a bell up here. Maybe can we add a bell up here, just a little bell, like the yeah, we can we can add a bell up here, can't we? Can we add one? Can we add it like to the front? Let's add a couple of bells here to the front for being rung, yeah. Let's not ring it, because that'll upset the villagers, wouldn't it, if we did that? But I kind of like that idea. And do you know, I really think we should have like a big cross on the front. So what would be a good material to do it in? Should we do it in gold, or would that being a bit pretentious? It might be being a bit pretentious. Let's see what it looks like, shall we? So 1, 2, 3, 4 tall. And it is very pretentious. That's just too much, isn't it? I think that's a bit too much. I think what we'll do, we'll make it a little bit less pretentious. So we want a nice bright colour, but we don't want it to be crazy, do we? So maybe do we do it in... Oh, do you know what? Should we do it in the redwood? So it's slightly smaller, but it's cross-like. Because if we make it 4 tall, then it's right on the top of the... See, that's more like a cross like that, isn't it? It's quite high up. Actually, do you know what? That might work. If we only leave it on the front, we don't put it on the back or anything. That might work quite well, actually. So I think that is kind of the church itself. You could always add a small... you could add an extension to it to make a little recreation room or something for the church as well. That would always be something you could do. You could even make a little space at the side for the parson to live, couldn't you? You could make him a small house for the parsonage at the side, couldn't you? That would be quite funny, wouldn't it, to make us a little house at the side for the parson. But he wouldn't. He could live in any of the houses around here, though, couldn't he? So, but that's fine. I mean, you can do any extensions you wanted. I mean, you could. It depends how fancy you want to go with your church, but I think that is what I want to do with the village church for my village. So I hope that's given you some inspiration for your own builds, and I hope that you have a lot of fun making over your own villages. So hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From Softkitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!